Urdizzle back again. You can tell I'm on break because I've got the videos popping out. That'll probably change coming up next few weeks as I go back to work. Another decent layout. We got Harrowing Woods, Northern Lights, and Lost Island. Not a ton of eagle opportunities, but some decent scoring opportunities. So it looks like a lot of 12 unders. That seems to be the level. Again, when I started this, it was a little early, first hour or two. And I'm actually going to show you guys 3 rounds. First round's an 11 under, second round's a 12 under, third round's a 13 under. So if you guys want to skip ahead to the 13 under, you can use the timestamps. The only change in my bag, if you paid attention there, I did put a wind skip recoil in for hole 1. That's a good ace disc for that particular hole. You don't really have to change the aim point too much. For example, you could probably ace hole 1 with a glide skip rive, but you got to aim way up to the left. There's some weird lines you can do with that. But other than that, same bag I've been using if you watch any of my videos from last week and a half. Starting off, that hole 3, not going to lie to you. So I played this 11 under round. I played, I think almost... I need to check the timestamps on that. Almost immediately after the round opened, and then I took a break. Again, that's, if you haven't watched the other videos, I like to do that. I like to play around, kind of take a break, go eat, go do some stuff, and then come back to it. And that's kind of what I did for this. But that, when I came back and started doing some stuff, that hole 3, that easy little ace run downhill, I could not freaking hit it. I tried my trust, I tried my fuse. It's just one of those where it's an easy hole, you know the line, and you just aren't getting it. So I've got the two eagles to start, got the hole in 1 on hole 1, and then the eagle on hole 2. And the rest of these is just pretty straightforward birdies. This particular hole, so this is hole 1 on Lost Island. I have a tendency to let that sneak a little to the left, because you want to flip it over to the right and not finish left, which brings the OB into play. But it kind of gets in your head a little bit. You feel like you're turning the disc over too much, but you're really not. All right, looking ahead, this is the hole that I really think I can get. So if I can get in like the 200 to 205, 210 range, I feel like I can use my fuse. So that was a pretty good shot. I just misread it a little bit. But that's got potential for an eagle. Going back to the par 5 on Northern Lights, that's a tricky one because you have to get a decent drive and you have to take a chance getting over the water. And even after you do that, you're still going to have probably an obstructed throw-in. But it's doable. You'll kind of see that moving ahead. So there's 11 under, nothing fancy there. That'll get you the elite, but that's definitely not going to win it. And I am little over level 300. This is actually my alternate account, but now it's my primary account. I do have another account that's like level 8 or 900. To be honest with you, I just like the stamps on the discs on this account. So I can't recall the last time I used that account. So I call it my alt account, but this is the one I use. This is my main account now. All right. So this is the 12 under, same thing. There's that wind skip recoil. I have a pretty high ace rate. I'd say my ace rate on that hole 1 is about 1 in 3, which is pretty good for a driver disc on a hole like that. All right, hole 2 here. I know there's some strategies where you can play a big hyzer, like a big turnover, and then have it hyzer back over the top to try to get the albatross. I did mess around with that, but I was not getting a very high percentage of shots working out for me. So instead of wasting time, I just kind of stuck with the eagle. So there it is. I used the forehand trust again, missed it again. I mean, I would say my ace percentage on hole 1 was better than my ace percentage on that hole 3, surprisingly. All right, my DD, if you watch any of my other videos, I've got that DD1. It's just an amazing disc. I throw that on forehand off the tee here. Puts me right out from the middle. Really, pretty much every time, if I can just put it in the middle off the tee, it's DD1 off the tee forehand, and then the big hyzer, tall spike hyzer over the top with the glide sticky rive. It's just pretty easy shot. All right, so here's where I decide to get a little aggressive. So if you can get way up here on the edge, you've got a shot to make it across the water. So this is my light glide rive. And I do make it across, but again, this is the problem. You have branches, you have bushes, you've got all sorts of stuff. And this range right here is just kind of difficult. Uphill, though, I switched to this is my accurate sticky hope on the forehand, and I feel like I can sneak it through, and I did. So pretty much the exact same round as my 11 under, but I was able to get that guy. Again, what are the percentages of you getting that? I mean, you can get it, but you're not going to get it consistently. You got to get a lucky skip on the drive, and then you got to get a reasonably lucky skip on your second shot to give you at least a semi-obstructed shot in there. This is the one I was a little disappointed. So right now I'm 257. I really, really wanted to be in that 200 range, because if I can get in that 200, again, 200, 205, 210 range, I feel comfortable that I can run it with my fuse. All right, this hole right here is probably the main reason I keep my Grace in the bag. Now, that was actually not a good shot. I prefer landing a little bit further to the right. I don't like to have to throw in from 90 feet. I prefer a putt on that. But that hole right there is probably the reason I keep a Grace in the bag. I just don't have any other disc that I can consistently land in that island area. There you go, 12 under, one stroke better. Again, that par 5 eagle was the difference. And that, at this point in time, ties me for low round. And I decided, I'm pretty sure I can at least make a decent run at a 13. I don't think I can. I won't say I don't think. I don't necessarily know that I'm going to get it, but I definitely think there's a legit shot. So this is where you'll notice a couple changes. So this is the 13 under, a couple changes in the bag. Or not really the bag, the types of shots I throw. So hole 1... Again, wind skip, recoil, easy peasy. Nothing crazy there. Hole 2, like I said before, I'm not really going to try for albatross on this one. I just play it up and around. And a lot of people, I've seen a lot of different routes on this. I've seen people try to hit the left fairway. This is the right fairway. I've just had really, really good luck playing a high stall forehand. Just put me anywhere out here, and then pop it over the top with, actually, it's really, really similar to that Northern Lights hole. My second shot is just pop it up over the top, bring all the trees out of play with the glide sticky ride. I really have no problems with that. The only time I mess that hole up is when you get one of those stall skips where it hits the ground and doesn't skip at all, and then you're 450 feet back. Those are kind of annoying. All right, I switched to my fuse here, and I did spend about 5 minutes just working on lines. I finally hit that. Again, easy hole, but good God, I could not hit that for the life of me. I'd say I aced that twice, maybe 3 times out of 30 times I got to it. It was just really, really, really pissing me off for such an easy hole. That's the irony of this game. It's just sometimes you get the hard holes that play easy, and the easy holes just frustrate the crap out of you. So there's this hole we were talking about, DD1 forehand off the tee, glide sticky rive up over the top, plant it in there. And I do like the glide sticky over the glide roll, because there are times when you play those high stall shots that the roll disc will stand up and roll a little bit. Whereas the sticky, whatever they did with the behind-the-scenes programming, the sticky does grip a little bit better. All right, in this one, we're not playing any games, just played out there, musket shot. You could also throw, I've got an accurate sticky sapphire. The problem with the sapphire is, 1, it's not quite as overstable as the musket, and 2, it goes a little bit further, so you got to really be careful with your height aim point, because you can send that one a little long and not get what you need. All right, so now we are going to try this one again. Now that I've got the stroke, I've got the 12 under, but now if I can get eagle on this is my 13. And that is a pretty decent shot. I wouldn't mind being a little bit further up. When I eagled it in the 12 under round, I think I got a little bit further up, so I was a little gun shy, and I aimed a little more left than I should have. I needed to be a little more right. I still got to a reasonable spot. The problem here, and it was in my head, is those presents. I thought I was going to clip those, and I've got some trees that are between me and the hole, so I'm just going to play where I think it would go. And that tree, if you replay that, I'm pretty sure that was headed towards the basket if that last tree was not there. So in those situations, it's kind of hard to predict exactly where the tree is, because sometimes you can't see them all. So in that scenario, I will just aim like the tree's not even there, and if it goes in, it goes in. If it hits the tree, it hits the tree. And that's just what it is. And see, this one, perfect shot. Can't do any better than that other than an ace. That is just money. And at this point in time, I know I'm pretty much lined up for another 12 under. I just need to eagle this one because I'm not going to get a hole in one on the last hole. So my goal here is just get a good drive, get anywhere in that 200 to 210 range. And if I do, I feel like I can run it. And I did. I'm in that range. So right here, I've got my comfortable aim point with my fuse, and right there I knew it. Just, you could see, I love the flight of the fuse. It's, a lot of people say it's a turnover disc, but if you watch the flight of the keystone, the fuse, the river, they all do the same thing. Right out of your hand, they turn, but then once they do that initial turn, they are straight as an arrow. I mean, obviously you have to take wind into account, but if you don't believe me, get the keystone, the fuse, and the river, take them out to the driving range, beginning of the game, and just play with them. Like, you will see that they have the exact same flights. All right, so what I talked about, I thought this one leaked a little left. It straightened out. And right about here, I thought there was a chance that it might skip up over that. And that's another reason I like to throw the grace, because it's not enough disc usually to skip up over those and give me an OB shot. And we got it. And there's the 13 under. I could potentially see a 14 under here if you're able to get the ace, eagle, ace on the first 3 holes. There's a couple par 4s in there. You've got that Northern Lights par 5. I mean, that's a tricky 14 under, though, to get ace, eagle, ace, and then get an eagle on the one. I just eagled there hole 8 and get the Northern Lights par 5. That's a bit of a stretch. Possible, but I think 13 under is going to hold. So yeah, there you go. Again, this one I'm back to work, so I almost put this one out with no commentary, but I thought this would be a good one to see kind of the progression, the 11 under, then the 12 under, and then the 13 under, just to see what differentiates the rounds, like the little subtle differences. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to switch them back. We're going to take the recoil, this guy right here, the wind skip, that's the hole 1 ace. We're going to take him out of the bag. And the disc that I took out was the accurate skip grace, so I'm going to put that one back in the bag. And then the accurate wind grace. So yes, I do keep both of those. All right, hope you guys enjoyed. Again, good round, nothing spectacular, none of the 17 unders like previous videos, but good solid round, nice layout, little annoying grind on that hole 3, but we got it. So hopefully you enjoyed, and just a little preview, I am working on an ace video. If you go through my channel with older videos, I had a video, I forget when I put it out, maybe 2 years ago. It was an ace on every par 3 in the game at that time. And if I recall correctly, the last course, I know it was Alwood, I want to say it was Cahoe Park, and maybe even Emporia. But I started doing a video on par 3 aces for all the new courses. So your Northern Breeze, your Northern Lights, your, God, I forget all the other ones. But I'm Pioneer Bay, Lost Island. I'm actually about halfway through that. I've already got Lost Island. I've got Pioneer Bay. So I'm working on some of the later ones. But yeah, no bets on when that will get out. Maybe end of this month or sometime in January. We'll see. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you soon.